Hey guys, this is Derek from Mediocre Streams, and this is going to be a really short, little quick review of Prey, because I watched it last night, and I'm just going to give you my really quick thoughts. We avoid spoilers, I'm going to make this as quick as possible, because, you know, it's all off the top of my head. I don't feel like doing a long-ass review anytime soon, but long story short, thumbs up. Considering how bad the last one was, I think this one is a major improvement, especially filmmaking wise, because I think it's shot wonderfully. Gorgeous shots in this movie, man. I'm serious, like some great landscape shots, some really cool during, like, I don't know, I'm not a film student, but there's some shots during like the fights, and you'll know what I'm talking about. They're like, that's freaking gorgeous. Everyone does a good job acting wise. I like the lead. She does some good facial acting. Well, like you'll see when there's like a moment where she's got a look of I almost died, and she really sells like I almost died. The Predator itself, not big on the redesign. I guess that's just, they're going for like it's from a different part of its planet, so it evolved differently. But I'm not the biggest fan of the way it looks face wise. Like the rest of it looks good. It's got some cool new tech that not a lot of it interferes with like what we've seen before in terms of where was that stuff in the other movies, because this is set 300 years in the past, which great use of the time period. I think making a period piece was a really smart idea. It really lends well into how everyone fights and the advantages and disadvantages everyone has. And really cool action. It's a bit CG heavy, a lot CG heavy, and maybe it was just the TV I watched it on, but a lot of it looked really off. Like you could notice, but it all works out well, I think. When you watch it, it's just some really solid action, a lot of blood. Like they get that R rating, man. There's some gory kills, but it's not as over the top as the last movie, which went so far in just action, over the top action. This is a lot more restrained in areas. They definitely play more into eating something, build up the Predator is like something scary to be afraid of, but at the same time they do some cool stuff to ground him, to make it not this unstoppable killing machine. They not to get into spoilers, but cool stuff of it being a very grounded living creature that can be hurt. So overall, I would watch it. As a big fan of the franchise, I think this is the right direction to go. Negatives, again, it is pretty CG heavy and not all of it looks good. Maybe that's just because they didn't have the budget, because this is released to streaming. They probably didn't have the budget for anything bigger, especially with the pandemic. It probably was being made during that time. The woke shit that we all feared, because they advertised a lot of that, it's there in parts, and if that like gets at you, if it's one of those things where like the rest of the movie isn't strong enough to outweigh that stuff, it will get to you. For me, I kind of was able to shrug it off because I was liking a lot of the other stuff, like the cinematography and a lot of the action, so I was able to get through it. The rest of you, maybe not so much. Maybe that will be like, this is bullshit. And I don't know what else to say in terms of negative. I think it is pretty average. It is. If I were to put it in the list, it's above the last movie, which not a high hurdle to get over. But I would put it. I'd have to watch it multiple times, because I've seen at least the first 3 movies multiple times, and it really helps me, shape out how do I rank them. Because at the top we have the first one. Never gonna be topped at all, because it's a classic. It's one of the best sci-fi, best action movies out there. I've always stuck with the third one as my second favorite. The second one goes to the third. Predator 2, And I would say Prey is right below Predator 2, which is not to say that it's like bad. That's just, I think well, I should watch them back to back, Predator 2 and Prey, because again, I think this is a wonderfully shot movie. They got Dan Trachtenberg, who did 10 Cloverfield Lane, as the director. I think he aids like the tension and terror parts of the movie more than someone like Shane Black did, where he's too much of an action comedy guy. It wasn't the right fit. This, I think, is a better fit. So I'm just gonna keep it the 4th place, which isn't to say it's bad, because we go many notches down and then there's the Predator, which also adds to the fact that this doesn't break any of the lore. This doesn't do any of the lore damage that the last movie does. It's very simple, and it is just Predator. A Predator is here to hunt. Very simple. No like big revelations about why they're here, and thank God. And there is some cool stuff where they tied in to the originals, or at least Predator 2, and you could probably figure out how if you've seen Predator 2 and you're able to put the two together, you probably can guess how they tie them together. But yeah, I think it's pretty good. I would give it a watch. It's on Hulu for free if you have that subscription. So if you're a fan like I am, give it a shot. It's probably worth your time, I'd say. Thumbs up. Give it a shot. Leave in the comments your thoughts. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What do you hope they do for future films? Because I could definitely see them going off from this and tying it in more to the originals. But yeah, decent movie, decent entertainment. I'm happy to say that, because I was nervous about this movie. But see y'all next time.